Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Antal and welcome to our next history lesson. Last lesson we were looking at the history of toys and we're going to carry that on today and finish the second of that two-part lesson on the history of toys. So I'm just going to share the screen and let's have a look at the question as always. So how have toys changed? You're going to be brilliant historians. This is part 2 of 2 and lesson 4 in our history series. So let's have a look at what we're going to be covering today. We're going to go over some of the buzzwords that will be coming up this lesson. We'll be having a quick recap on some of the bits we've done so far in our history lessons. We'll again have a look at what a timeline is. And finally, we'll be looking today at non-electronic and electronic toys. So just before we get started, today you're going to need some paper and a pencil and your history brain. If you've got plain paper or without lines, that will be great. But if you have just got lines, that's fine as well. Okay, I'll just give you some time to pause the video and go and get those things. Great, let's get on with the lesson. So today's buzzwords are going to be toys. So we're going to be thinking about toys again, like we did in the last lesson, types of toys, materials of toys. We're going to be thinking about playing, how the ways in which we have been playing with toys have changed over time. We're going to be focusing on modern technology, how modern technology has had an effect on what toys we play with. And we'll be looking at the meaning of electronic toys and non-electronic toys and what types of toys they are. So a quick recap to start with. How have the ways in which we listen to music changed over recent years? So we did that a few lessons ago, a quick recap. So in the 1960s, we were using cassettes, then we moved on to CDs around the 1980s, MP3 or MP3 players around the late 1990s, and then smartphones that could play music in the early 2000s. So that's how it's changed in terms of the ways that we listen to music. And we also last time looked at the fact of toys have changed in their materials from many years ago up until today. So grandparents may well have been playing with toys that were made out of wood. And then we moved into a time when more and more toys were made out of plastic. And we're seeing more and more toys also now these days that are electronic toys. But remember, we said that that doesn't mean we don't get wooden toys anymore. And actually, wooden toys have increased in popularity. More people have bought them ever since plastic pollution has become an issue in terms of looking after our planet. Okay, quick check. Can you arrange these toys? So we did this a couple of lessons ago, or last lesson. Can you arrange these toys from oldest to most modern? What do you think would be the order from oldest to most modern? Pause the video, off you go. Okay, let's have a look what you came up with. Did you come up with the rocking horse first, the wooden rocking horse, then the plastic building blocks, and finally the electronic game? So that would have been the order, possibly from oldest to modern, but remember what we said, you can get a brand new wooden rocking horse, so that could be in the modern, so that order could be discussed. Okay, let's just have a quick check of what a timeline is. So here is our timeline. We've got the year, this year, which is 2021, and we've got the year when you were born. So in between 2010 and 2020, somewhere around here. We've got 1980 all the way back here when Mr. Antel was born, just before that. And then my grandma was born all the way back here in between 1910 and 1920. And this is right at the start of last century, 1900. So these are in 10-year blocks. So when we spoke about the last 60 years, remember we can ask our grandparents or parents or carers about this time period. And the focus of today and last lesson was on toys. So we could ask our grandparents, parents and carers which toys or type of toys they used to play with. And the last 60 years, let's just have a quick count, if you can count with me. So if we start at 1960, what would be the next 10? It would be 1970, 1980, 1990. What's next? It's the year 2000, 2010, 2020, and then the year that we are in now is 2021 or 2021. Right, so we're going to be focusing now in today's lesson on modern technology. So let's have a quick look at two pictures. What's the main difference between these two toys? I'll give you a second just to pause the screen and have a think. What's the main difference? Off you go. Okay, so we've got some plastic building blocks and we've got a laptop with Mario on that we saw last time. What's the main difference between these two? One is electronic, so the laptop on the right there on this side with Mario, that requires power or electricity to work. Okay, so that's electronic, and the one on the left is plastic toys, that's non-electronic. It does not need power for you to use them for it to work. So modern technology has changed lots and lots of things over the course of the last 50 years or so. So we're just going to have a look at an example of how the computer has changed over the last 50 years or so. So this is a very, very old type computer. I don't know if it's an Amstrad, but that was one of the first computers, but it's a very old computer with a keyboard, quite heavy and bulky. Then they started to get a little bit smaller. So the screen there is not as thick and chunky as the one on the left. And finally, we've moved to a time now where we have laptops or fixed computers that are a lot thinner, lighter, easier to use, not as bulky. And somebody's also using a smartphone there as well. So that's how, an example of how modern technology has improved the computer. And also, as technology has evolved and advanced, toys have also changed. So the types of toys that we see have also changed. So thinking of electronic toys and non-electronic toys, I want you just to see if you can spot the odd one out in these pictures. Okay, so there's 5 toys there. Which one do you think is the odd one out? Have a think. Okay, so we've got a laptop with a game on, we've got a basketball, a teddy, some plastic building blocks, and a toy car. Well done if you said the odd one out was the laptop with the game, because that is the only electronic toy on there. So that requires power for it to work. Let's have a look at another example. Okay, which one is the odd one out here? I'll give you a moment to pause the screen, have a think. Okay, well done if you spotted that the one over here on the bottom left is the odd one out. That is a handheld game and that requires batteries. So that's electronic. It requires batteries to power it to work. The spades or the trains or the chess game or the Lego or the darts here, they are non-electronic. So they do not need batteries or an electric cable, electric plug for them to work. Last one. Can you spot the odd one out of these 3? We've got Monopoly board game, we've got a car, and we've got another game. So can you spot the odd one out? Okay, well done if you said the electric car. So it looks like that would be powered with some form of battery or something that has stored up the battery. So that is the odd one out. The other two, the board games, are non-electronic. Well done, you're doing really well. So let's have a look at some examples of some non-electronic toys. So here we've got some wooden cars, a wooden rocking horse, plastic blocks, plastic trucks, a plastic Batman character, a board game, and a teddy bear. So these are all examples of non-electronic toys, and you may well have some that are like this at home. So little task for you to do now then, guys, is to look around your home and can you find 2 non-electronic toys? If you want to write them down in your book, you can do, or you can just find them and just know that they are non-electronic toys. So off you go. Can you go and find 2? Pause the video now. Good luck. Well done. Hopefully you've found 2 non-electronic toys. Right, let's have a look at electronic toys. So some examples here are the powered car, the computer game with Mario, the handheld game. We've got a console controller here, another computer game, and another controller. So your task is going to be, can you look around your home and find 1 electronic toy? So all those toys on the last slide needed batteries or a plug to be powered, to work. Can you find 1 around your home? Off you go, go and find it. Good luck. Well done if you managed to find 1 electronic toy that needs batteries or a plug to get electricity for it to work. Okay, we're going to finish off with our job today, which is going to be a little sorting activity. So first of all, I'm going to ask you on your piece of paper to draw and label 2 circles just like these. So you're going to have 1 big circle that says non-electronic toys, and 1 big circle that says electronic toys. Now, as a little clue to help you, what I've done is a little drawing of a plug next to electronic. And non-electronic, I've done a little plug, but put a cross through it. So that's to help remind you which circle you're going to put toys that need to be powered with electricity, with a plug or with batteries. So if they need batteries or a plug, they would go in this side. If they don't, they would go into this side. Okay, so pause the video now, and can you draw that or those 2 circles, please? Okay, so hopefully you've got your 2 circles labeled with non-electronic and electronic, and a little picture if that helps. And I'm going to ask you to sort the toys on the screen here into the correct circle. So you're going to draw the toy, or you're going to write the name of the toy, or you can do both, it's up to you, and put them into the correct circle. So for example, if we look at the teddy bear, if we go back to the previous screen, if you think the teddy bear should go in non-electronic toys, if you think it does not need a battery or a plug, then you would draw it, or write the name or both in this box. If you think the teddy bear needs to have power, so it needs a plug to work, or it needs batteries, then it would go in there. Okay, so let's have a look at the next screen. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures. You're going to draw and label, or do draw and just label. And can you put these toys into the correct box, whether they are electronic or non-electronic toys? Off you go. Good luck. Pause the video now. Right, how did you get on? Let's have a look. Let's check the answers. And then if you got any wrong, then you can just edit your work by crossing it out neatly and drawing it in the correct box. But hopefully you're all good. Let's have a look. So non-electronic toys, we have the Monopoly board game. We have some wooden trains or cars or trucks. We've got a teddy bear. These are the three that are in non-electronic. And on the electronic side, these are toys that need power or batteries to work. We've got the laptop game, we've got the handheld game, and we've got the powered car. So those would be on the electronic side. If you need to change any, then pause the video now and change it. If you don't, well done, give yourself a little smiley face on your piece of paper. Okay, brilliant effort, year two. You've done really well. Again, you've been brilliant historians. Looking at the history of toys, we're going to have another history lesson next time, and I can't wait for you to join me. Take care. See you later. Bye.